Welcome to Just Curious Media. This is Let's Talk Cobrakai. I'm Jason Connell.
And I'm Sal Rodriguez.
All right, Sal, we are back for an incredibly special episode.
This is very special because I wouldn't even think you would want to revisit this actual topic, seeing as how you feel about the All Valley and Karate Kid 3.
Hey, slow down there. Slow down. I love All Valley. Well, today we're diving into something that I've been wanting to dive into, and it just was like, now's the time. And I'm a little cramped in studio because we have a lot of audio video today for this episode. So I've brought the iPad closer. It's a different iPad too, because I can get it closer. So I feel like I'm jammed in here, but it's super exciting. So I'll try not to knock it over.
No, Jason, you are jammed in, but you look good.
I look good. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Well, this episode's not too foreign. And here's why, Sal. Episode 78 of Let's Talk Cobrakai was All Valley Karate Champion Daryl Vidal,
Yes.
1981. And our synopsis for that memorable episode was Jason Connell and Sal Rodriguez discuss the legacy of 1981 All Valley Karate Champion Daryl Vidal. And we broke it down, and not play by play because Daryl comes and goes in All Valley, but we were more the legacy. And it was a great episode, which led to Daryl Vidal reaching out to us and me talking with him because he heard about the episode, loved it, yada, yada. Who knew? And then episode 99, I was like, what? All Valley Karate Champion Daniel LaRusso, 1984. And the synopsis for that episode, Jason Connell and Sal Rodriguez break down Daniel LaRusso's triumphant 1984 All Valley Karate Championship. And we did, Sal. We were coming off of a season of Cobra Kai, the show, and I was so fired up on that last All Valley that we experienced. We went blow by blow, play by play through Daniel's run for glory, really. Right? He fought a lot of Cobra Kais. So this is that, Sal. This is all this difference is this. It's All Valley Karate Champion Daniel LaRusso, 1985. That's all. We've done this before. It's not that foreign. The problem is it's from the Karate Kid Part 3, which treats All Valley like, well, it doesn't highlight it. It's a tacked on finish to the movie. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, it's almost like they painted themselves into a corner.
Yeah, much like me tonight.
Yeah, you're locked in.
So the reason I went back and just kind of watched some of All Valley, I was like, there's probably some nuggets in here that, yes, we've broken down the whole movie, which I highly recommend people go listen to. We also re-released it recently, so it's more in the queue up there with the other ones. But we didn't spend so much time on the All Valley because we're cruising through the whole movie, right? So I put it on the other day. I was like, oh my gosh. And of course, my radars are up now, because we have all these seasons of Cobra Kai. We know the movie's inside and out. And I'm still hearing new things or learning new things. It's like, oh my gosh, we are totally breaking down the All Valley from the Karate Kid Part 3.
Jason, one of the things I pride ourselves on as a podcast, there are a lot of great Cobra Kai podcasts out there.
There are?
Sure.
Yeah, there are.
I pride ourselves because I firmly believe that no other podcast is as comprehensive as ours.
There you go. I appreciate that. And I agree with you because we're delving into areas that's like overlooked, right? So we're an insiders podcast for the show and the movies. So delving into this will be great. And I figured we'd start with 84, just to compare 85 to something. Because at this point in time, all there was that we have seen as fans is 1984 All Valley, and this would be the only second one we ever saw before Cobra Kai the show happened. Okay, we know Daryl won in 81, Daryl Vidal, but we've never seen footage. It's just something we've learned over the course of time. So I'm not and by the way, the reason this is so close in the audio video I'm talking about, when we get, I'm going to queue up the Karate Kid Part 3 right when All Valley starts, and we're going to play it through the end. We are going to pause periodically to talk about things. So it'll be fun. It's like that episode we had with our super fan, Costadinos, play a little bit of his voicemail, and then we talk about it. That's the plan here. I'm excited, but I do have, a hit list. And let's delve back in time to 1984's All Valley. Just a quick recap. And I'm really focused on the leaderboard. Okay. Think about that. I can't show that to you. Trying to queue up too many things is complicated, but the leaderboard in All Valley Karate Kid. Okay. Here's what it says. Under 18 All Valley Karate Championship. Next, quarterfinals. Smith versus Vidal. Lawrence versus Espinoza. Hall versus Brown. LaRusso versus Dutch. And then you remember, he's fighting Dutch on the, he beats Dutch. Dutch is doing the neck roll. He beats him on the other mats, not on center stage yet. So then it says semifinals, Vidal versus Lawrence, Brown versus LaRusso. And then it goes on to say finals, LaRusso versus, or actually Lawrence is first, Lawrence versus LaRusso. It gets confusing with all the L's. And then All Valley Karate Champion, LaRusso. So I'm painting the picture because it's a very full board, right? Yeah. Quarterfinals, semifinals, finals, All Valley Karate Champ. Hey, great. So, and that's it. That's the 84, just the board. That's all, because when I put the 85 on, it was like immediately it looks foreign. Not only does the board look foreign, the movie looks foreign, but yeah, so here's what it looks like. The board. 1985. Under 18 All Valley Karate Championships, plural. I have no idea why it's plural, Sal. Championships.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think that was a mistake, and they left it.
Yeah.
But it's on there. And then you see no quarterfinals, but you see semifinals. Quarterfinals don't exist. Semifinals. Orshin versus Barnes. Slatkus versus Dempsey. Okay. Then finals. So we're already in the finals. Barnes versus Dempsey. So that is the finals for 85. That's what it says. Then it says there's this new thing. Defending champion. LaRusso. Okay. All right. Special category. And then, defending champion LaRusso. And then it's Barnes. So it's LaRusso versus Barnes because Barnes beats Dempsey. And then there's something that says grand champion. It doesn't say All Valley Karate Champ. It says grand champion. Of course, that becomes LaRusso. Sal, I have never once heard Daniel referred to as a grand champion. He's a 2-time All Valley champion, but technically he's a 1-time All Valley champion and a 1-time grand champion of All Valley. It says grand champion, but you'll even hear it.
It's like grand. The word grand champion implies to me that he won other tournaments too.
Yeah.
Like other regional tournaments maybe that we don't know about.
Very strange.
By the way, I'd love to see some of these other fights. Dempsey? Who the hell's Dempsey?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that because as we come in here, you will see the tail end of the finals. Barnes versus Dempsey. You see like two different, points. Well, one's not a point, one's a warning, and then you see the winner. So you will catch the tail end of that as we jump in here. And you'll even hear a warning from Pat E. Johnson.
Ooh.
So we'll pause it. There's a lot of new things. I know that was a lot to talk about, but I just thought it was interesting when you see the board right when we push play, it's going to be like, wow, it's a little barren. And that's why they made it smaller so they could throw that defending champion in there and just painting a picture here. Sorry, I wasn't trying to say LaRusso verse. I was saying I was shortening my verses.
No, but I like LaRusso verse.
Oh yeah, Lawrence verse, LaRusso verse.
I like it.
Okay, let's jump in here. This is right when we get rolling, and then we'll look for good places to pause. Anything else before we jump in?
No, I'm excited to be here. I really am.
Good.
No, I am. I'm staying tuned.
Okay, bear with me here. And you can see the fist.
Yep.
Point score. The score is 2-0.
2-0.
Ready? Begin. Did you teach him that?
No. That one's his.
Warning for kick to the groin once more. It costs you a point. Fighting. Ready? Begin. 3 points for Barnes.
Danny Boy's gonna get murdered up there.
Winner. Bisbee. Out. Shake hands.
You're next, LaRusso. I own you.
While we're waiting for the challenger to catch his breath before the final match, I would like to thank a new patron of ours for the purchase and donation of the permanent home of the All Valley Championships. Ladies and gentlemen, the president of Dynatox Industries, Mr. Terry Silver.
Okay.
Wait, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Jason.
I
Did I
know.
just hear the word purchase?
This is what I'm talking about. We've
What?
not revisited this movie in a while and really scrutinized much of it. Rick Hurst, the ring announcer,
Yes.
not Bruce Smallmouth from Karate Kid.
Not Tex.
Not Tex. I call him Tex. Well, this guy looks a little Tex.
Yeah.
And here's something else on Rick Hurst. TV actor extraordinaire. So many shows, classic shows. But one that stood out to me, The Dukes of Hazzard. He played
Nice.
Cletus Hogg.
Cletus.
Related to Boss Hogg.
Oh,
Not-
related to Boss Hogg.
Yeah, so one of the not bad guys, one of the cops on the take.
Sure.
That's who he is. And he says new patrons, Terry Silver, purchased and donated the new permanent home of All Valley Karate Championships. So where's that? There has never, ever been mention of this place. And they still did a lifetime ban. I'm putting that in air quotes, lifetime ban. So here's your new patron. I was going to say Patreon.
Sure.
New patron who's helping All Valley, and they're like, we got to put a ban on him. I think he paid a lot of people off. I don't know about Patty Johnson, but
Wow.
Silver did some stuff. Like, what was he? We know he's about to talk about the Cobra Kai dojos being everywhere, but
Sure.
never a mention of this.
So wait, Jason, just to be clear, the announcer says that Terry Silver purchased the venue or purchased the All Valley?
He's purchasing a new permanent home, and I don't know if it's about to happen. He's purchased and donating a new permanent home of All Valley Karate Championships.
Wow.
I don't know if he's referring to this venue that
Yeah.
they're currently at, or they're gonna move to another venue.
I think the
or-
next one. That implies the next
yeah,
one. I think.
yeah. I don't know if he said purchased, but whatever it is,
I heard
there's
the word
never
purchase.
ever. Yeah, purchase and donation of the
Wow.
new. So is this the new? We don't know. We
It
know
totally
the
makes sense
original-
though, because he has deep pockets.
Yeah.
So why not go in with your deep pockets to infiltrate?
And why not be a patron here and then use your clout and your visibility to recruit all the young Cobra Kai students who are supposed to be coming? Which again is an issue with this movie, because the only way to grow All Valley is what? To hurt Daniel? They're getting their motives twisted. Barnes just essentially won All Valley, right? He beat Dempsey. He would have been champ, but they kept pushing Daniel to be in the
Mhm.
tournament.
Yeah.
You got to be in the tournament. You got to be in the tournament. He probably talked All Valley into it. If he just wants to have a champion, he's got one, and then take that and run with it and go open dojos. But they wanted to also hurt Daniel and hurt Mr. Miyagi by hurting Daniel. And
It's almost like they
foiled their
allowed
own plan.
Silver and Kreese and Barnes allowed their personal feelings
That's exactly
to
right.
get in
Yeah.
the way of a huge goal and expansion.
Yeah.
Stupid.
And let's not forget what we also heard Pat E. Johnson say. He warned Barnes for a kick to the groin, and mentions that if he does it again, it'll cost him a point. We've never heard of point reductions in Karate Kid. Well, at least not from the first All Valley.
Yeah.
There was DQs, there was warnings, lots of warnings, but no, hey, one more of those, we're taking it. So that's what the first we saw from point reduction. We heard of it.
You know, Jason, in all my years of watching the Ultimate Fighting Championship and other MMA organizations, I've never seen a fighter lose a fight because of groin kicks. Like, you can kick groin kicks all damn day, but if you win the fight, you win the fight. It's almost like they're meaningless. They allow the hurt, the injured party to recover. But it doesn't really affect negatively the other person. I've never seen it affect negatively the person that it delivers the kick.
Well, in boxing, if you do like a low punch or a punch to the back of the head, you can lose a point and that it could hurt you in a round, right? You could be, but boxing's really subjective and there's judges and there's all that, So, but anyway, I thought it was interesting. And I love another reference to Dinotox Industries, President Terry Silver. All right, let's Silver takes the stage here. And remember, very reminiscent to Cobrakai when he gives the big speech at All Valley. This is the first time we've seen him do this. All right, we'll jump back in.
Okay.
Thank you, John. Thank you very much. I've always lived my life by the rule, if you get, you give. Yeah! For the last 20 years, I've gotten from karate. I've gotten discipline, health, self-confidence, inner peace, everything that makes me what I am today. And today, it's time for me to give back. It's my pleasure to announce my partnership with the greatest karate man I have ever known, Sensei John Kreese.
Hold on. John Kreese Karate. What about their master? He would be the greatest karate man he ever knew. Am I wrong? Who taught them?
Yeah. You're talking about the one that taught them Tang Soo Do.
Yeah, but John Kreese is the greatest karate man he ever knew? The show is a bit of revisionist history. Yeah. So we're stuck with some of the things that were said from the past, but still, I'm just saying, eye roll there.
I like how Kreese though, he's like waving like he's Prince William,
Yeah.
Together, we are about to open a chain of cobrakai dojos where young people can come and learn the same values I've learned. Honesty.
Oh, yeah.
Compassion. And fair play. Thank you all for coming. Enjoy the final match.
Thank you, Mr. Silver. And thank you again for your most generous contribution.
Remember the game plan. First you win a point, then you lose a point. Keep the score 0-0. Pulverize him for the full 3 minutes. Then in sudden death, you get the point, we win. I want him to experience pain. First he suffers.
Then he suffers some more.
Representing the cobrakai, the challenger, Mike Mars.
The challenger. More like this year's champ who's going to take on last year's champ. It's like a whole new tournament. And there it was. Their agenda got in the way. They want to get a point, lose a point. Again, brand new thing for All Valley. They didn't do this before. And the way he said that, I want to thank you again. I guess this is the new home. He does seem to own this new venue, Terry Silver.
Well, they're letting him make a speech before his fighter goes into fight.
Well, they were letting him catch his breath, is what they said a minute ago. While the challenger catches his breath, I'm going to go ahead and introduce Terry Silver. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Hilarious, but it makes sense. But, I can't get over this venue. I think he owns it. And again, why would they give him a lifetime ban? This guy owns All Valley now, and he's probably got everyone in his hip pocket. Okay, so.
And what's his name in the yellow shirt again?
Who? You mean the ring announcer?
No, the guy right here in the yellow shirt.
Oh, Snake?
Snake, yes.
Yeah,
I forgot he was so
son.
Prominent. I forgot he was so prominent right there.
With his, I love these little tight, shirts they have.
Yeah,
on
tight yellow shirt. I don't want one of those.
You do?
I want a tight yellow shirt.
It looks like an iron-on.
I've been working out.
I don't know if he's been working out. Hang on 1 second. I'm making note of this. Okay. All right, here we go. Jumping back in. Oh, and by the way, I had a quick note.
Yeah.
What has Daniel been doing the whole tournament? Has he been there having hot dogs and soda and talking to fans and signing autographs? Or did he just pop in at the tail end of this fight with Dempsey and Barnes? Like, what is he doing just sitting there all day watching all of these fights?
Well, he's looking annoyed with Miyagi is what he's doing.
I know, but it's weird. It's like you just walk around the event. Hey, last year's champ, are you gonna fight? Yeah, I'm just waiting for for it to end so I can fight. I mean, it's just so bizarre.
And just to be clear, were it not for LaRusso being in this tournament, Barnes would be All Valley champ.
Yeah, because remember, he wasn't gonna sign. He wasn't gonna do this. All Valley was gonna move on without Daniel. They weren't gonna not have an All Valley. You don't have to come and defend your title, your crown. You don't have to. So the minute he did, again, this is behind the scenes. How did they say, oh, Daniel's going to fight? Daniel's going to fight? Then they made this special thing. It's almost like Silver did it, because why else on earth would he just be waiting for someone like, I'll be right here for that one fight? I think Silver had a hand in it because it's the only way to ensure that Barnes fights Daniel.
Yeah, so and I think what you've unboxed, Jason, is the realization to all the fans that Silver had much more input into this tournament than we ever knew.
That's right. Yeah.
Wow.
And the lifetime ban is just, well, they couldn't box themselves out of that. That was written in because that wouldn't have happened. It just wouldn't have happened. They may have said, hey, for PR, we can't let Cobra Kai compete for a couple of years, but it wouldn't have been a ban on the guy that owns the venue.
Yeah.
And has paid everybody off. But
in that case, I'm thinking that the announcers paid off at this point.
Oh, this guy? Well, he's a hog. Of course he would.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Boss Hog was paid off.
Everybody's in on it, man.
Bunch of shysters.
All right, here we go.
Someone who needs no introduction, the defending champion from the Miyagi Dojo, Daniel LaRusso! This match will have a 3-minute time limit. The first fighter to score 3 points will be designated this year's All Valley Under-18 champion. Remember, folks, the new rule this year states that if there is no winner at the end of 3 minutes, the championship match will go into sudden death overtime.
When this is over, his mother won't recognize
Won't know the rules.
Okay, I got to jump in here. Another new rule for All Valley. Tell me the writers weren't just like, came in just thinking, well, you got more ideas?
No, but Jason, because Terry Silvers has his
I know.
meddling,
Yeah,
it makes sense now.
No, his meddling, yes, that is why, but it's also just a lot of these. Like, I'm just thinking back to the Karate Kid Part 3, not from the folklore of, right now I'm not, of Cobra Kai. I'm thinking they're making Karate Kid Part 3. It's like, we're going to roll out something else? Yeah. We need a new rule. So, Sal, last time I checked, you implement new rules when there's a reason to do so. And All Valley 84 didn't have some weird cliffhanger where they ran out of time. No, it ended in the normal time. But yet 85, they're like, well, we got to up the ante. We got to have an overtime. So yeah, Terry probably had something to do with it, all practicality, just to ensure that it's going to happen and he's going to win and hurt Daniel. But still, it's a lot of new wrinkles. It's too much to take in. I need a handbook for the All Valley 85, a little pamphlet for all the
Jason,
new rules.
When we first saw this, when any viewer first saw this for the first time, you didn't think about all this. Now that we can fillet it all open.
Now it's just like a wound. We can't help but look at it and like poke at it and like, what the hell is this?
But no, I do believe, Terry Silver had his hands way more involved. He had his tentacles way deeper than we thought.
Super deep. Yeah. And now we know who he is better from the show. So, and Patty Johnson, I don't want to say he's in on it, Sal.
Oh, God, Johnson. Please, Pat, please don't be.
He probably is just being handed the new rules. Like, I got to do this. I got to go.
Exactly. He's a referee. A referee in any environment, boxing, MMA.
Except for in Cobra Kai.
Well, okay, fine. Yes. But a referee is supposed to be neutral, even though everybody else isn't.
Partial. Yes.
But you're right. So, like, in Cobra Kai, a ref was paid off. Is it possible a ref was paid off in Karate Kid 3?
Yeah, where do you think he got the idea from? Because it worked in Karate Kid Part 3.
my God.
Patty Johnson's in on it.
If Pat E. Johnson is evil, really, seriously.
No, I think that he's handed the new rules.
I quit. I quit if that's the case.
The difference is this. There's never been a call that he has, pointed out that was like, wait a second, I saw it the other way. He's just implementing the rules that were handed down to him. The ref in Cobra Kai was on the take because he's calling crazy stuff or not calling things. Well, there's one more component to this, so let's let Pat E. Johnson tell us.
Oh, no.
Light contact is allowed to the body, and I do mean light, Mr. Barnes. No face contact is allowed. Any violation of the rules will result in a penalty point. On your line.
Okay.
No face contact?
I do believe the crane kick would be outlawed in 85. Although there's controversy in 84 that no headshots were legal. But now, 85 for sure, the crane kick would not work. It would be point deduction. So you do the great crane kick, and Daniel would have lost a point, and it wouldn't have been 2-2. He would be down 2-1, and he's hurt. So that could have changed everything. But again, that's now. So just all these new wrinkles, a lot of new stuff coming at us right here.
Jason, I'm starting to really feel, I'm feeling in my soul, starting to feel how you feel about
it. Exactly. Yes, come over here to my side.
It's finally now getting to me like, this doesn't make any sense. None of this does.
It doesn't. It's ludicrous. But in a great way. Okay. And a lot of nostalgia. Okay, now we're going to play the fight. Okay. Well, stop it if you want or something comes up, but now it's really the fighting. And you will see that Barnes is a superior fighter at this point in time. Daniel's been off and dealing with like hoodlums and starting Miyagi's little trees, Mr. Miyagi's little trees, taking trees, doing rappelling with Mr. Miyagi, meeting Jessica.
Yep.
So he's not like been focused, but you can rest on your laurels. And it's like, yeah, he trained much harder for the first one because it was fight or flight. He was being, bombarded and bullied at school. So he was like, I got to learn. And this one, it's like, hey, Mr. Miyagi's not going to train me. I'm going to go over here and work with, Terry Silver, who's kind of messing with him the whole time. So he's not his best self right now.
No.
And is still young in his tutelage. So here comes a guy that travels the country fighting in tournaments, bad boy of karate, Mike Barnes. His skills are here. Daniel's are here. It's obvious when we start watching this at the beginning. It's obvious. But then the best part of the fight kind of comes in because Mr. Miyagi. We'll watch that. But you're going to see right away who the stronger fighter is.
But Jason, hang on 1 second before you play again, please. One last thing. Even though Terry Silver was essentially playing a gag on LaRusso in his training, did it not, falling back on that old phrase, whatever does not kill you makes you stronger. So didn't LaRusso actually come out of that stronger?
Yeah, it
end?
backfired a bit. Yeah, much like their plan here backfired. Yeah. Yes, he did because he went through it. They realize he's not a guy that backs down. He may not be the stronger fighter, but Daniel has no quit. And that's for sure. It's a good point.
He is tough.
So I agree with that. Okay, going back in.
Face this way, bow. Face each other, bow. I said bow. Fighting position. Ready, begin. Break. Let's go. Out of the ring, no point. Begin.
Point five. Score is 1-0.
Look over at the slope. Is that perfect?
Wait a second. Not good.
We never talk about that much. We visited that once, but
yeah,
Terry Silver and Kreese both have used racist terms.
Yep, Matt was
absolutely
very racist, very not acceptable, but it was 89, and obviously they put it in the movie.
Yep.
So
and also
85,
shows
85 All Valley, but the movie was 89.
I don't mind when it shows a bad guy being racist because then you hate him even more now.
Yeah. It's probably why they left it in or put it in. Okay.
1 point Barnes for the punch. Fighting position. Begin.
Hey, Danny boy, how are the family jewels, huh?
Get off the mat. Now. Snake, get off the mat. Do that again, Barnes, and you're disqualified.
That illegal groin kick will cost Barnes his previous point. The score is now 0-0.
So he threatened him with a DQ. Another shot to the family jewels could have been DQ'd. And then their plan is completely ruined, right? You get DQ'd, it's over. But you heard the ref say you lose a point. So we're back to 0-0. Again, bizarre.
Hang on, Jason. So in this very moment, were Barnes to be disqualified, does that mean LaRusso's the winner?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So he was threatened. Not only did he lose a point, he threatened him. So that's why I don't think Patty Johnson's in on it. I think he's a man, a really good ref, but he yelled at Snake for being on the mat and he chased him off. But the announcer did say back to 0-0. But had he DQ'd him, so he probably knows how to push that line and come back like, I'm not quite going to get a DQ because the whole thing's over if they DQ. Well, at least there's silly plan. It's not as if all the money that he has, and now he owns All Valley, even if they lose 85, go open all those dojos. No one's stopping you from opening these dojos. Visibility, right? Great movies don't do well at the box office and they're forgotten about. They're still great movies. And then later they find a life on VHS. You don't have to win All Valley. No one's going to remember like, oh, wait, no, Cobra Kai, they lost 2 All Valleys to this young guy, Daniel LaRusso. I'd never join that dojo. No, you get out there and do commercials and press and have, billboards on Ventura Boulevard. So silliness that they just walk away until Cobra Kai happens. But
yeah. I think we've all learned in life that people have short-term memories.
Yeah, they're not going to remember. In fact, you could just tell them that they'd already won All Valleys. Just go with that. Lead with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just mention that you won All Valley this time.
Yeah, and we were in the finals in other years, and we're looking to build more and more dojos. We have state-of-the-art equipment, but it's like, nope, we didn't win. But anyway, that's how silly this movie is at times, right? But we love it, but we love to make fun of it. So, and I'm sure ralphmacchio is with me on this.
I think so.
Kick to the groin, penalty point. Scores, nothing. Fighting position, ready? Begin!
Barnes scores the point. Reverse punch.
Let's go, LaRusso. Point, Barnes scores 1-0. Ready?
Yeah, Mike, you got it, Mike.
Begin! Great. Underline. That's it, Barnes. One more violation and you're disqualified.
I'm sorry. That's a DQ.
In any organization of professional fighting, he would have been out of there at that moment.
That was bad. And it wasn't like no one saw it. Like in Cobra Kai, there was a moment like that in one of the All Valleys where a blatant shot, but sometimes it goes unseen. Sure. But that was like right there. Now, Bobby's was really bad going back to 84 when he took out Daniel's leg, already injured.
But that was in the fight.
That was it. Yes, but still, it was so bad. Right, he was DQ'd.
Right now, DQ'd. Barnes just hit him in between.
Yeah, in between. I know.
Oh my God.
And he'd already been warned for a family jewel shot to the groin. So he easily could have said, that's it. But no, he's going to warn him again.
How many warnings does he get?
I guess any infraction, he can't duplicate the infraction, but he can do a new one.
Okay, a new infraction.
Yeah.
But wait a second. He already has done 2 groin shots, right?
No, this was a shot to the head, right?
Okay, hang on. So he's been warned about 1 groin shot and warned about 1 hit to the head.
Another such thing is what he's like.
By the way, I really was loving LaRusso's no be there.
Yeah,
he was dodging all those headshots, but then he doesn't dodge a rip shot.
No, good call.
Come on, Daniel.
I like that. No be there. So it's 1-0, and Mike has a few warnings.
Oh, and Terry Silver looks very happy.
Yeah. Oh, they love it. Ecstatic, crease in him.
An illegal punch will cost Barnes 1 point. The score is again 0-0.
You're right, LaRusso. Intentional face contact, penalty point.
Perfect.
Scores, nothing. Fighting position. Ready? begin.
Now the real pain begins, Danny boy.
On your line. What's the warning for running out of the ring? Fighting position. Ready, begin. Great. On your line.
He'll get up. He's too dumb not to.
Russo. On your line. No point for kicks to the back. No point score.
This is beautiful. It's beautiful.
Fighting position. Ready, begin.
What's the matter, sweetheart? You having trouble breathing?
On your line.
I love it when he pounds him.
On your line.
This is more fun than I thought.
No clean technique on that exchange. No point score. The score remains 0-0. 10 seconds left in the match. Fighting position. Ready, begin.
Could have been a DQ right there.
He's just grabbing him and kicking the crap out of him is what he was doing there.
Yeah.
He wasn't even. Was that even a style right there?
So that was the 10 seconds. We're now into overtime. Sal, watching this and all that we've already talked about, I am telling you, I can see it now. Terry meeting with All Valley saying, I'm going to help you. I believe in this. I trained here. I have crease. Crease stands for cobrakai as well. We already have past champions, right? We lost last year in the finals and we had a lot of success. I could see him saying right then and there, couple new rules I want to work in, because it's obviously him. The takeaway, and now we're going to need an overtime. It was all set up to make Daniel suffer.
So something
All
we've
of
never
it.
visited, I don't think any fanship has visited, that Terry Silver effectively made the rules for the All Valley in Karate Kid 3.
And it just hit me.
Wow.
Somebody, maybe Patty Johnson or other good people in the world who aren't going to take someone's money, probably surveyed all this information after the fact, and the lifetime ban happened. And they gave up whatever he had promised them or gifted them and said, this guy's corrupt. I do business with Dino Talks and with is it Dino Talk or Dino Talks. So I think that's probably what happened. He went in there overly meddled. Someone wise said, wait a second, you did all this to torture a teenager? We can't be in bed with this guy. And if it was really that, again, I'm creating this whole narrative, that they probably would have never released or lifted the lifetime ban. But they did because the show, we needed it and all
We
of that.
needed it.
And
you know what, Jason? As a fight fan, I'm watching Barnes, and he's definitely strong. He's definitely aggressive, but he doesn't look quick, and he just comes straight forward. It's like
he intimidates you.
Yeah. It's like an intimidation. It's like any smooth, quick style could beat him.
Yeah.
Because he's just straightforward aggressive. And straightforward aggressive is fun to watch, but look out. You're going to get hit from the side.
Yeah. He's Bald Bull from Punch-Out.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's exactly true. And we'll just see how this carries out. So, but we're in overtime. First ever. First and only that we know of.
Daniel-san!
Mr. Miyagi, it's over!
No.
It's over, forget about it!
No.
I'm afraid! Let's just get out of here! I want to go home!
Cannot, must not! It's okay, lose to opponent! Must not lose to fear!
No, I'm afraid!
Oi.
I'm afraid of him, alright?
Oi.
You stay focused. Those are your best karate still inside. Now time, let out.
That's the end of the red period. Fighters on your line.
Come on, get up! Get on that line! Get on that line, LaRusso! You're worthless! Your swim teacher's nothing! Get up, man! You're no champion! Get up! You suck, LaRusso! You suck, man! Your teacher's karate shit. You hear me? It's shit. You're a joke, LaRusso. Your karate's a joke, and your teacher's worth shit. He's nothing. He's nothing, and you're nothing. I own you. I own you, LaRusso. Where's your little chat?
That's a lot. Barnes is just having a tirade there, but let's not forget, if he wins the title and all this happens, he owns 50% of Cobra Kai.
Yeah, that's his motivation,
motivated.
Right?
Yeah, he is.
His motivation is to be a rich entrepreneur. That's his motivation.
Which again shouldn't have not happened. But that's neither here nor there. So that's what's going on in his head. He's been, under the tutelage of these jerks, Kreese and Silver, and he's money hungry, and he's already got a lot of publicity, which is also just a sidebar. I'm assuming you don't have to be from All Valley to fight in All Valley. Most of the people that we know are, but Mike Barnes, seeing him in that magazine means like he's just traveling all over the country fighting in tournaments, almost like a MVP, well-known fighter. It's kind of interesting.
Well, it's one of those things where, like, yeah, you mentioned the Valley itself. Like, you don't have to be from the Valley to fight in the All Valley.
But he also does, he did join the Cobra Kai dojo. So I guess it's like, hey, are you eligible? Yes, I train here at the Cobra Kai dojo. But where does he go tomorrow? Like, is he how many tournaments? I'd love to see more of his backstory.
Yeah,
is he really just hitting the whole circuit and winning awards and getting publicity? Is he endorsed? But anyway, it's just kind of interesting that, wow, here's like a ringer. You have a ringer now in your dojo. It's kind of, no one's talking about it.
Well, Jason, you're not going to like this as a sports fan, but I personally believe that the members of a local sports team should have to be from that area.
Well, it can't happen in the pros because it's a business and you can't. It's impossible.
Well, no, but I think that's what makes it real. Otherwise, it's like, if you're just
wind up
recruiting people
living
from all over the world and you're putting a uniform on them, I mean, who cares?
Well, I know.
It's like if a team is from that city, everybody should be from that city. If a team is from that city, everybody should be from that city. That's how I feel.
Well, sometimes it happens, Sal. Sometimes it does happen. Like there's a quarterback for the Steelers who went to college at Pitt, and now he's like a hometown guy, and he's the starter, Pickett. So that's kind of a neat storyline. But are the Joe Burrow from the Bengals, Ohio guy, now he's in Ohio playing for them. So it does happen. It's usually a really great story, but it can't be, you can't build around that. But younger sports, this style, sure. In fact, Daniel won All Valley 84. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Anybody in attendance, maybe it's in the program, maybe they were there, but Mike Barnes is probably more well known. He's in karate magazines throughout the year, but no mention of that. Now, we didn't see anything earlier with Mike Barnes in it, but it just seems like, hey, we're lucky to have. He's now training here in the Valley. This is Mike Barnes, bad boy of karate, but no mention of that. I could have used that just a little bit to kind of connect the dots, but
well, now that
maybe
you
they
mention
shot
it.
it.
No, but now that you mention it, so Barnes is sort of a regional nationwide champ. Why didn't anybody from the All Valley prior to that, whether Lawrence or LaRusso, go that route and become some sort of regional or nationwide champ?
This is the Sekai Tekai.
Yeah, exactly.
This is that is going to be a focal point for season 6.
Yeah,
and that may be a spinoff. We didn't talk about this last episode, but that could be its own spinoff. Whatever happens with the Tekai and all that be and karate and the tournament to be in, yes, that's taken to the next level. So for sure. But anyway, all right. So this is it. Big climactic scene. This is the sudden death overtime 85 All Valley Karate Championship. And if I'm not mistaken, Daniel has how many points so far?
Isn't it still 0-0?
Any deducted. So he has no point. Here's last year's champ going into sudden death, still hasn't scored a point of any type.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Not good. I guess he hasn't been scored on either because those were deductions. But
Sure. 0-0 officially.
Not pretty. Not pretty.
Well, no, it's 0-0, but he's beaten up.
Getting beat up. He's getting beaten up and embarrassed. Yes. And yelled at and ridiculed.
Yeah, berated.
Now, huh? He's a phony, man. He's a fake, and he didn't teach you nothing. Your karate shit, you hear me? Get out, get out! Come on, Mike, what we've been waiting for, right?
Okay, just a quick pause. He said it. The ring announcer said it. Your grand champion, Daniel LaRusso. So we've heard it said.
Yep.
Nice takedown. I love how Silver's starting to panic. Get the point. Get the point. You also just chill out. They're not on the clock anymore. We're in sudden death. First point takes all, but he's panicking. Mike doesn't know what's going on. I love what Daniel does here. That is the best part of the fight. He finally does something and gets centered again and has confidence, and Mr. Miyagi's tutelage pays off. But still, he rushes in there, and Daniel has a really sweet move, scores a point, and wins.
So Barnes was just thrown off by the katas, is what happened.
Yeah, he didn't know how to attack it because, like you said, he's a bulldog. He's a bulldog. He's coming. He could have still went in, but he didn't know really what to do. And here's somebody who wasn't afraid. So
I love the look on Kreese's face right there. Oh,
and
I love the look
this.
on his face.
They're throwing the merch at people. They're mad.
Their own merch.
Their own merch. Get out of here.
I don't want this shirt. This tight yellow shirt.
Yeah, get this shirt out of here. All right, now we'll continue. And this is the big triumphant ending. Remember the first movie, tight shot on Mr. Miyagi? Remember that? At All Valley? At freeze frame? And then
at the end. Yeah.
Great. Well, we don't do that here. This is a new version of that.
Jason, I have to say, full transparency, that moment when Daniel's down there and Miyagi comes over, focus. It's okay to lose to opponent. Don't lose to fear. Oh, my God.
Yeah,
There's something in my eye. Something in my eye here.
Yeah, it's fantastic. That is a great redemption moment for this sham of an All Valley.
We did it!
Oh, it ends right there. We don't get to see further disappointment in Kreese, Silver, or Barnes.
Thank God it ends.
I would have liked to have seen more. Them being depressed. I would have liked to have seen.
Oh, I would have loved to see them go in the parking lot. Maybe he tackles Barnes. Barnes fights back. It's like,
what about if Silver and Kreese would have got into a fight? That would have been fun.
Oh man, they're not happy. Does he what happens at that point on? Does he do something so heinous that starts to have people question what's going on? Like, that's the new donor, the new patron? Also, I love that Daniel's saying, we did it. We did it. Is he saying that, well, I mean, they won the fight, sure, okay. Or we just made a lot of money doing a trilogy. We did it. We just finished. We've just taken the studio for a Weintraub for a lot of money. You know what? That's something I don't know. How much they made? Like, did their salaries just keep going up? And was Daniel not Daniel, but ralphmacchio, was he a holdout for this? There's things I don't know. Like,
well, he was definitely on the cover of Bop and 17. That's for sure.
Oh, that's for sure. Yeah. So that is it. That's your All Valley.
Oh, boy.
If you want to call it that. I would love to see more footage. I'd love to see more Barnes fighting, these other dojos. It was so rushed, Sal, that I couldn't even get dojo names.
Yeah.
From the other people. There's a little bitty logo, but since there's nothing there, you jump in like a point from the finals. You don't catch that. That's what I mean. That's why I call it tacked on. Like, oh yeah. We got to revisit All Valley, but not the same. We'll have all these new rules. And it's really just about Daniel being beaten up and then overcoming. Okay, great. Let's go. And then that's what we're doing. Oh, let me put the other logo back up.
I would have loved to have had, once Miyagi went in there, once they had their interaction, once Daniel gathered himself, I would have wanted a little more back and forth. I would have wanted to see Barnes suffer a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because he went toe-to-toe with Johnny, and Johnny was a heck of a fighter. But Daniel learned, and his style, Sal, was defense. So we only got to see that right then. I'm like Steven Seagal. Like, take your energy, move it to the side. Yeah, forget sudden death. How about just a few more minutes? But again, that's what they put in motion. That's what I mean. They've boxed themselves in. It's like, oh my gosh, all these new things. It's like and this isn't a sequel, it's the third movie, a third installment. But when you see some sequels or just movies in general, like, well, we can't just make it a simple storyline. We've got to make it very convoluted because audiences, we want to keep them guessing. That's never a good idea, Sal. Simple storylines are always the way to go. Just tell a great story and great characters. This just got bogged down with like, well, we've implemented this new rule and then there's this and then there's that. And it's like, yeah, how about they just fight? How about that? How about they were probably afraid to do it? Daniel trains his butt off, which he does in the very end. He works with Miyagi, for a montage. And he goes to All Valley and they happen to meet in the finals. And there's drama in not even knowing if they're going to meet. I just, give me more. Just play it up. They were probably afraid to revisit it, but sometimes revisiting it and doing it slightly different is okay. This was a miss.
But you know what this brings to mind, Jason? When I see Barnes there with all his youthful aggressiveness, I wonder how Barnes would have fared against Lawrence in his prime.
Well, you made a good point, just the way he was on the attack. Lawrence was very athletic. Even that back bend he did, flip up and stuff. So his moves were amazing. I don't know. I mean, well, they're on the same team, but they still could have fought because Cobra Kai's fight Cobra Kai's. I don't know. Would have been a good match. I mean, how about Vidal? Go back and watch Karate Kid, the original. Watch the 84 All Valley. I skimmed it today looking at the leaderboard. Oh, Vidal was really good, man.
Yeah, he was the real deal.
Spinning kick, like turbo kicks. Like, wow. They made him lose very quickly, and we've talked about this in the semis, which was ridiculous. Like 1, 2, 3, done. Here's a champ. We don't know what happened to him in 82, but what am I saying? We don't know if he even fought in 82, but we know Johnny won. But it's like 1, 2, 3 point, you're out. But he was so amazing. I don't know if anybody really would have beaten him. Same with Cobra Kai. Xander Stone had a lot of skills, but they quickly wrote him off. He's the Vidal of the show.
Yeah, he's the Vidal of the new era.
Yeah, you're too good, so flashy, looking good, but you're out of here. You're not one of the main guys.
Yeah.
So I don't want to sit here and bash it, but I wanted to re-examine it with, today's lens, you and I diving into it. And yeah, it's hard not to shake your head, but there's some moments in there. Yes. Daniel and Mr. Miyagi, beautiful. That's beautiful. And seeing Silver and Kreese and Barnes crushed is epic as well. And Snake.
Yeah, Snake. I wonder if we're going to see Snake in season 6. Like he hasn't been around at all.
Yeah, he hasn't. It's interesting. His legacy tied to it all through Avildsen, his father. Yeah, you could have easily brought him back. Or how about Freddie Fernandez? He could have been there in 85. He still knows Daniel at this point in time. It's only been a year, less than.
I feel like I'm reminded of the Expendables where they just like bring everybody together.
Yeah.
I feel like season 6 has to just bring anybody that hasn't been in. Come on. Like everybody. Come on now.
Yeah. How come this is something I've never thought about either. How come no Cobra Kai's from the year before would even just come out of curiosity? Now, keep in mind, Cobra Kai only had one student. Daniel left, Mike Barnes in. So Mike Barnes is Cobra Kai. Never really trained there. Maybe a couple nights with Kreese and Silver, but one student. And he gets to the finals, wins the finals, but loses to the defending champ. But if I'm Jimmy or anybody, nobody said, hey, All Valley's happening. We've gone every year, back to back to back to years. We're always going. Let's just go see what's going on. And there's a shot in the crowd and them having some popcorn watching it.
Dutch. Yeah. How about Dutch? With his attitude,
easily done that.
How about Dutch versus Barnes? That would have been interesting.
Well, no, fighting, sure. But I think out of curiosity, it's not
Even
like these kids all moved. They're there. Hey, I'd be like, Sal, I know it was your life. Karate was your life. You don't want to talk about it, but let's go down and check it out.
Yeah. Even if I'm not going to fight, even if I'm not part of Cobra Kai,
totally.
I was a part of this in years past, so I'm going to go have a seat and check it out. Sure. Yeah. No, totally.
Hell, Allie could go. She's gone to a lot of these. She knew the rules better than most guys. She could bring her UCLA football buddy, boyfriend. That's not too far. Westwood's not that far from Reseda.
No.
Or Northridge is
No.
where Seaside
405
is
exit Nordhoff, and
Yeah,
then
Nordhoff.
head west.
Yeah, she could make it. So yeah, there's a lot of things. It's like, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if they ever do anything. Could they? I was recommending on one episode, go back and redo the All Valley, and it's like Lucas got a hold of the movie, or Coppola recently has gone back and re-edited the third Godfather, and made it some difference. It's kind of cool. Someone should go back in Albertson's, for his estate, and I guess Weintraub as well, and Marita, and like, wow, All Valley is so different for the third one now. Recut it. Just give me more stuff, but maybe there's just not enough there.
There may not be enough B-roll to do so.
No. Reimagine it. Have a flashback where there's some different moments. But anyway, there it is. There's your champion, your grand champion, I should say, Daniel LaRusso, grand champion 85. And yeah, we'll have to come back and explore other All Valley Karate champions. There are more of them from the show, so we could always do this again. But this is the legacy trilogy so far.
And just to be clear, so we're all on the same page, Barnes has since redeemed himself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mike Barnes is no longer a bad guy today.
He's not. The other two, absolutely.
Yeah.
Anything else, Sal? That was fun.
That was a lot of fun. It really was. Yeah, a lot of eye rolls, a lot of head shakes, a lot of questions. It just brings up more questions, is what it does.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah, that was a good time. Thank you.
Hey, man. My pleasure. I aim to please. So hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Those watching on YouTube, you can see scenes from the movie, which is great. But worst case, you can just hear them. But Sal, we always love it if our fans leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcast. And even just click the button, just the 5-star. If you can't leave a review, just do that. Those help immensely. And Sal, also social media is pretty big too for us, right?
Social media is big. And I will say this, for all you listeners that enjoy sharing your thoughts, you can leave us a review on Apple Podcast, send us a direct message, or post a comment on the Let's Talk Cobra Kai social media platform.
Well, you went off. I was going off script. You went on script.
I went on script because you nudged me by being off script.
No, I was just saying be off script with me.
Oh, no.
If you're going to do that, I'm going to one-up you. So thank you so much for listening. No, I'm not going to do it. He's right. So, leave us a note on there. I just love the communication with our fans. Tons of fun. Looking to have more fans on some special episodes. And also, above all, do I have it on here? Oh my gosh, there it is. Visit justcuriousmedia.com. All the other shows are on there. Everything is embedded so you can just listen from the actual website. If you don't want to go find it, just go there. All 4 of our shows are on there, and links to the YouTube, everything else, and hopefully some new stuff very soon, Sal. So
yeah, and a real cool feature is any listener can read our shows. Every one of our episodes is transcribed through AI, right? AI transcription.
Yeah.
And you can read every one of our. We were using AI before.
Well, not before anybody.
But you can actually read our episodes, which is so cool. I had to look at some of our episodes and I read them. I think it's fantastic.
It's
so
hilarious.
Hey, listen, if anybody out there, especially I want to give a shout out any hearing impaired people, it's an opportunity to get into Let's Talk Cobra Kai without having to listen to Let's Talk Cobra Kai. You can actually see and hear Let's Talk Cobra Kai.
That's right. Well, Sal, why don't you sign us off with your famous crease imitation?
No mercy.